And here we go. Welcome back to day 2 of streaming every day for a week, all in hopes to work on this mock, get more progress done, hang out, start chatting with you guys again, and get going on this build because we have got a long ways to go, and we've made quite a bit of progress as you guys saw last night on the stream, but like I said, still have a long ways to go. So we're going to hop right into it tonight. Don't mean to clickbait, this is not going to be the docs. I was doing some prep today for this and just kind of working on my notebook, sketching, working on designs. I thought today would work for the docs. It's not, sadly. So instead, I've got a new section of the build we're going to be working on that flows with what I've been doing so far. So it's kind of going to be like Monarch Theater, 8-ball bar, the news area, bank, and then this, if that makes sense. So we'll hop right into it today, and I'll show you guys what I'm thinking. So essentially for this, I want something sort of Times Square-esque. I'm not going to finish this tonight because tonight is our shortest stream of the series. Due to time restraints, got some family stuff going on tonight. It's hard to do this for a week. I have a hard time fitting any of these in, let alone doing one every night a week. So we're going to hop right in. I'll show you guys what I'm thinking for this build. We're going to do, as always, base plate. This is just a single base plate. And for this, we're actually going to fill it in with a, if I can find the screen share button. There we go. With a sort of Times Square-esque corner. So we're going to make this sort of the street corner. So the vision is the street corner sort of comes along that road of buildings I just described and then goes up and like sort of slants a little bit. So this is where the road will curve, and there's going to be a bunch of these here. We're just going to stack up. I might even try and put like a tablet or two in, although I know nothing about that. But I've seen people do that, like the Cyberpunk mock did it a few years ago, and I've seen other ones do it. The Atlantis one last year at Brickworld did it. So I'd like to try and do that, but let me know down in the comments, guys, if you have any ideas on how to do these tablets. I want to give credit where credit is due, so I can look and try and find some for a second, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about in the sense of looking for can't talk. I'm looking for sort of like a tablet to put in there and give it some like actual motion to it, because at the end of this I'd like to add lights if possible, and so I think this would be a really cool thing to add as well. But obviously, you know, it's a hard thing to do, and I've never done it before, so I'm not sure if I should be using like a Kindle or something, and then even if that, like, what works the best, what stays on, you know, maybe it's a good ChatGPT question. So we'll see about that. But I want to give this guy credit. So, because I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. Jackson Sandler. Yeah, okay. So Jackson Sandler, you guys I'm sure have all seen this by now. But this incredible mock right here. So we're going to share this screen instead. And as you can see, this, my mouse is hovering over right here, is actually got a tablet showing a screen behind it. And again, shout out Jackson Sandler. I want to give credit where credit's due. Amazing mock. You can find it on his channel, as well as, well, I think he has a channel. But I know for sure Beyond the Brick had a whole video on this. So yeah, Jackson Sandler, guys, check out this build if you haven't. It is absolutely remarkable. Did such a good job on this, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Super cool build. And so with that being said, going for something along these lines. And so I want to get a tablet in there, maybe even two if possible. I just have never done that before. Got to figure it out. Pocket Master says Atlantis at Brickworld was awesome. Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty dope. So we're going for something like that. But that's the idea. So we'll see how that can work. I got to play around with that a lot because I don't know how it would work necessarily. Maybe a Kindle would work. So I'm actually going to ChatGPT right now. Can a Kindle run a video non-stop for hours if plugged in? And then I'll take a look at that after stream. Just want to make sure I can get it in there. But without further ado, let's get started on this. I'm going to actually blow up this part. So we got a normal 32 by 32 base plate we're starting with. And I'm thinking for this, we'll do a bunch of small builds, like small buildings. So I'm actually going to use this as one of them, a little diamond store from part of the, let's get the light on a little better, from part of the LEGO Batman movie series of sets. And so I think this will make a good little build in addition to it. There we go. So we're going to just kind of continue this black and gray, and then on top of this is just going to be mile high of billboards is the idea. But I like to start all my mocks picking out the figs. So that's how we're going to start. We're going to pick up a fig. I know the ones I want to use so far. The bunny from the Batman movie. So we are going to throw her in there. And Pharaoh. And I think these guys are going to fit pretty well because, you think of Times Square, New York, places like this with a bunch of billboards, and you think of a bunch of chaos going on, like a bunch of mascots, stuff you would not normally see on the street sidewalk. And so that's one thing, and a lot of these types of films are going to be good for there as well. And keep it well into that mix. And as for the heroes, I think we're going to go without Batman on this one. He's going to be taking a break. I'm considering who else to throw in here. We could do Man-Bat. I'm going to put him off to the side as a potential. And then I'm thinking for heroes, we could do one of these guys maybe. So, thinking maybe Martian Manhunter would be a good fit to take on these villains. But I could also stand better like a hero kit. We might be what we have to do. Maybe this is actually, I think I know who we'll use. I think I know. For this one, we're going to pull out this one. So those are our figs. And then we'll throw in some billions as well. But not as worried about those. These are just going to be the highlighted figs for this one. So we got a bunch of, like I said, those mascots. Obviously, with this mock, the villains are sort of the mainstay of a lot of it. So really want to make sure we can hit those home, include all the villains, incorporate them well, and really just give them their spotlight, because that's going to be a lot of the story of this build is villains. So giving them the attention they need is going to be crucial here. So like I said, I'm thinking, I got to plan this out some, because this came to me today, this idea. So this is a brand new idea for this. So I think what we're going to do, we'll actually use that trash can. These two pieces we can scrap. So I'm thinking like something like this, and then do we have other buildings? What would represent it? We'll use these. I'm thinking something like that, and then essentially a building like that, a building like that, a building like that. So probably 4 different areas in here, maybe 3, like 1, 2, 3, and then make this all just one giant tiled off sidewalk with a bunch of chaos going on, and then just up here is just billboards. So going from here to just billboards. I actually really like this idea. I think it'll be good. Now we got to pick out some with the actual billboard. So I'm going to leave that there just for reference, and then we'll put this here, just like to lay it all out. Here, here, I'm going to have it come about here. Just show this side around. So this is just like, guys, just kind of like to walk through the process. I mean, you guys are seeing this build from the earliest stages. So this one is truly just getting started. So this one, I feel like 4 villains is enough. Let's go without Man Batman. We're going to go without Man Batman. So throw him back in the bins. Because we could also always pull out Catwoman, because I don't believe... Yeah, maybe Catwoman's the one we bring out for this, because I don't believe she's in any of the others on this level. So I think we will do that. I'm actually robbing the diamond shop right there. So yeah, I think that's a good spread. And then yeah, we got to figure out these billboards. Also going to be filming this, guys, for YouTube video on this itself. So we'll put some BTS shots. You guys are going to be able to see a lot of behind the scenes. Oh, this one, so like I said, kind of thrown together last minute. I had to scrap that other idea because I just didn't have the placing for it right now. Thought I did, but I didn't. So a lot of this is going to be showing you guys like very, very raw behind the scenes. I don't know, hopefully you guys find it interesting. And I can't go wrong. Oh, this isn't dead, but it probably helps to put a charger in there. SD card is in. Put that battery in there. Click it on, and there we go. And then just some B-roll. Whoa, my ISO is way too low. Let's change that. ISO. But how are you guys doing tonight? What is up in the chat? There we go. That's much better. We're just gonna lay more of this out to get an idea. And then maybe a little more behind BTS. Alright, let's get this filmed. That may be all the filming we do tonight because this thing is dying very, very fast. But that's the idea. So we can get actually to work on a lot of this now. I don't want this. I really don't want this to take up too much space. So first thing I always do for these is match up the. I think I'd have it memorized right now. But the I'm just on a blank, guys. The connectors for the actual studs to go into, the Technic studs to connect to the base plates. That's always what I start with. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. And 3 in the back. 1, 2 space. And then it's 6. So we need a 6. That's about it. I'm going to the shelves right behind you guys. And I'll move this a little bit. So there we go. And just like that. And then I'm gonna double check that with another book because that feels a little off. Yeah, that's off. That is off. That is really not good. Wow. That means the bank you guys saw yesterday, I now have to redo. So that's fantastic. Dang. That sucks. But how are you guys doing down the chat? How are y'all keeping it? I'm gonna pick some of these 8x ones. If I have some crappier ones, I like to use the dirty ones on the bottom for these areas. Help save some of the nicer pieces for later on. This one's a little tricky though because we've got to connect it going both ways. So I think we actually need this to be a 3-piece, and then have a space of 8, and then go into another space. Because then that will go there. That'll be as such. And it just helps a lot to use random pieces like this as placeholders. Just to know what's going on, what's going where, yada yada yada. So I'm actually gonna look for a lot of these pieces because always start with the sidewalk, just make it easier. Because then that way you don't gotta worry about it later on. We are gonna make the sidewalk a lot wider on this one since there's gonna be so much happening on that sidewalk. And I do definitely like trying to replace the the filler brick with stuff I need, like more of these, because these are expensive, and these are more of these that just kind of randomly have, just that don't really go to much use. And then, for example, something like this, I'll just throw that in. And I actually like, for this type of stuff, to use pieces like same color, like that, where you're not as worried about it. So like, there we go. We're actually going to take this one, so this with the hole right there. Let me check that that's not in. And we're all good. So now, how do I want to make this? That's like this. Because right now, it's normally the buildings are starting here. Definitely want more sidewalk than that. And I feel like that might not even be enough. I'm thinking I might even put it out here. So we'll make it that far back. I mean, what's up, brother? How are you doing? Keep it there. And now time for some impact filler brick. Yeah, dude, I know. I've been slowly getting back into posting, but it's yeah, it's been slow. It's been slow. So we're gonna fill the rest of this out now that we've got those placeholders in. And then we need some of those single. But what's up, Timmy? How are you doing? I've seen you around streams still. So, looking for... You still posting, Timmy? I know you were for a while. These are usually a lot easier to find. I bet I know where one is. Oaktown, what's up? How are you doing, Oaktown? Been a minute. So guys, this might make some of you sad, but when you start mock building, you need pieces, and you need a lot of them. So recently took apart the justifier to get the pieces out of it, because it's got some real good pieces. And I needed them. So it came apart 4 pieces. And I kept the headband, so that was really good for you. Pretty much all I cared about. The rest of it was not good. Okay, so they're not technically the right color. But I did just find a few of that piece. So now the tricky part is taking it apart. I'm doing good, man. Just trying to get back into posting and stuff on this mod series. And guys, with this, I don't care about the color because it's all going to be covered up anyways once you connect it. So it's like, whatever. But yeah, thanks for asking, man. I'm doing good. Just trying to get caught up on this mock before it really hits crunch time, and then I'm like stressed on trying to get all of it done at once. Because I'd rather be behind now than in several months. That's the goal. So we're just gonna start with that for now. That gives us that part done. We're already getting some good pieces like this. I think will be dope for the back of that map, or even like GCPD. Might throw it in there after this. So I'm really happy with how that's going. You know, we just gotta tile off the rest of it. I'm gonna use this much more in a building than I would use like a 2x4 or something. Just by prioritize using those for these type of things because it's just go further. Actually, I'm gonna take this apart too because one thing that helps is as I'm like sorting and stuff, I'm like, oh, I need that for another build, I need that for another build, and then just throw it on there. I think this is the piece I'm using. I believe it is. Yep. I'm telling you guys, Justifier's got a lot of good pieces in it. So we're gonna try and keep finishing up this base and then go on the tiling. Alright, well I think that's going to be all we're going to get out of the Justifier for this. So we'll set that to the side. And guys, like I said, I got freaking 200 of these for like 20 bucks and whatnot. I was actually really happy with that because those tapes aren't necessarily cheap. So I'm thinking 2 of these deep is going to be what we're looking for. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Yep. So we're going to just set that out to get an idea. And here comes more filler bread. So, also, just a pro tip, all rock builders probably already know this, but I personally always use colors like red, blue, yellow, orange, purple in this style of bricks. I know I'm not going to use as much. That's showing. But then you just get more out of it. And you save the pieces you need more for later. So it helps me out a ton, personally. And we gotta go too high with this. So we're also gonna add a little more filler to these. Like, just do what you gotta do to make it work. I try and keep this super simple and super like probably not technically proper, but just to get it done. So like there's this now has 2 3x2s on top of a 2x4, and it's just simply because I'm trying to save pieces and get it done. All there is to it. I'll throw this on here. Get some of this piling down really quick. We can at least have a better idea of what we're going for. And so with my sidewalks, I'm going 1 full and then 2/3 of that of high. Is that what I'm going for? Which takes a lot. Possibly that a little better. But right. So then there's our first little bit of, well, almost our first little bit of sidewalk. We need this plus 2 flat. And so that's what you guys saw on last night's stream. I got like $50 of this random filler on Marketplace and was incredibly happy with that. Because what that does is it allows me to fill in all these weird gaps when I'm like running out of pieces and need it more full on the inside of these builds without having to worry about like using pieces I could be allocating elsewhere. So then like for this, we're gonna take this, figure out where it needs to go, and just pop it right in there. Boom. And that is done. So first wall is done. I'd really like to use more flavor for this. There's another one of those. So we'll pop that in there. Always better from that to keep them. And the bin I bought from that guy had some knockoff on it in it. So we'll try to make sure everything is official. I don't want any not in the mock. So it's a pain. I've been checking every piece, but I mean, I got like it would have been probably $2,000 online tab and stuff for a really good price. So you cannot complain too much. Crimson Toaster, what is up, brother? How are you doing? I'm good. I'm so surprised you're lagging, man. He's webbing. Yeah, man, I am too. I feel like I've not been able to make it through a lot of this stuff up to so. Yeah, you gotta celebrate the win, bro. But I appreciate you stopping by. Dope. So Crimson, I said at the beginning, this is actually gonna be ironic you say that. This is actually going to be the shortest stream. I got some family coming in town in like 15, 20 minutes. So we'll only have gone live like 45, 50 tonight. It's going to be the shortest one. I'm hoping the streams the rest of this week, though, are later and longer. So that's kind of the plan, is they'll just sort of get bigger and bigger as we keep going. But yeah, tonight is actually going to be the shortest stream. And then Thursday, now that I'm thinking about it, Thursday might be short too, because I don't want to bump up the day job. I want to watch it. So, yeah, those two streams are going to be the shortest ones. But other than that, like tomorrow should be good, hour and a half, 2 hours. Tuesday should be a good hour and a half, 2 hours. Wednesday, I'm thinking is going to be a 4-piece, hopefully, and then Friday should be about the same. So, sort of what we're thinking for the week. So I this up. I want 1, 2, 5 because that's off from the rest of my list, isn't it? But it will start with, so we've got to take all this down, which actually is good because it saves pieces. So I'm fine with that. Just means I was going overkill. So now I'm going to put that back on there. Put that on. Womp womp. There we go. We didn't see sidewalk then, guys. These base plates. I'm so happy about that deal. And I'm hoping this. Let's go. That's cool. That is gonna pop in there. Maybe. Just grab from my base plate bag. I can't get into this. Look at all of those freaking base plates, bro. There's nearly 200. What is that? 6x8 base plates. Like, those would be so expensive if I was to buy them all up one. So happy with that deal. So happy. Alright, so now we actually have to shift. That's weird. There's a tiny little gap there. You guys maybe can see it? Yeah, so Crimson, already reserved a spot at Brickworks. That's a hope. I know there's still like playing tables and stuff, so I don't know exactly what it looks like, but yeah, I put in the registration for that. So that's the plan. And then in November, I'm displaying half of it at a Bricks and Mortars in town. So that's why I'm feeling a little rushed. So trying to get this done. And I, like, part of me was like, oh, you don't have enough pieces of Big Mac, but I got a lot of bulk. Like a lot of bulk. Really, the only thing that's kind of been holding me back is the tiles and the actual bricks. All the like accessory pieces, all that stuff. Like I'm good to go. So just been doing orders for stuff like that when I can. And yep, 2026, baby, we're going Wednesday to Sunday. I am very excited. Booking the tickets the night of, got the hotel. It'll be a good time. Going to be a good time. Yeah, first year going and first time displaying ever. I've only been doing mocks like on my own, and the ones I post that y'all see. You don't see all of them, but yeah, this is a big jump for me. Big jump. And I'm hitting on this being a pretty good fight. So trying to go all out for the first one, which I know a lot of people say not to do, but like, I mean, I've been doing my own stuff for 20 years, and I'm literally in American stuff, so that's dope. Did you like it last year? So mirror this like that. Boom, boom. Yeah, I bet. Who'd you see last year? That little slack right there. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You talked to all them too? You just say like kind stuff. Man, oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I think all those guys are. I'm hoping they're all there this year. I'd love to be a lot of them. Same thing. I've not met any of them in person, so I would love to. Yeah, that's awesome, man. think most will. Oh, you think most will come back? Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. That'd be cool. Alright, so now we need to just fill in the last little chunk as such, and there you guys have it. There is our sidewalk. So let me put this on ultra wide. So there's our sidewalk. As you can see, going to be a really big sidewalk. So I mean, what is that? Like, majority of this is devoted to the sidewalk, because you got from here to here, that's going to be buildings. And we'll have one on an angle, so we'll have to figure that out. But I'm thinking 1 building, 2 building, and then like a little corner shop here. And then back, I'm just going to leave this filler because I don't see a need for anything in there right now. Maybe that'll come to bite me in the butt. Who knows? But that's sort of the plan. And like, I don't know, I'm kind of of the opinion, like with mocking this from the LEGO Batman Gorilla set, like you just add on to it. There's nothing wrong with this. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So pop that right in there. Continue the masonry and then black all the way around. Add some windows, some more detailing. Work on the roof as it meshes with the billboards, and call it good to go. So on that note, we're going to switch back to the normal camera. As you guys saw, we've got these. I'm going to pull. I don't really think any of those are going to be the best for actually making billboards with. So we're going to work on that. But that will come in the next video, I think, because Sam just got here. So, like I said, guys, only went about an hour tonight, a little under an hour. Appreciate y'all hanging out, though, especially Crimson. It was great catching up with you, man. Come by the rest of the nights. We're going to go through and make sure I finish editing up the schedule so they'll all be posted. And for the right times, that is. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll work on finishing this up, hopefully before tomorrow. I have time. But I appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. And